Hello, and thanks for joining us on this week's episode of Tech Total Access. I'm your host, Alexis Layana. Here to recap this past week's Hokie sports are our analysts Ian Andrews and Ryan Dye. The men's soccer team took on VMI for their military appreciation game. Reporter DJ Jones has more.
Hey guys, I'm reporting here from Thompson Field where the Hokies just beat their opponents, the VMI men's soccer team.
I can't find my way.
Last week at Thompson Field, the players of the now number 15 ranked Virginia Tech men's soccer team weren't the only ones who showed up in their matchup against the Keydets of VMI. Members of the Virginia Tech Corps Cadets were also in attendance and were not only anticipating but expecting a swift yet decisive victory over their cadet counterparts. One thing's for sure though, no one in any Virginia Tech uniform will walk away disappointed that night.
Till you find your way back home.
With the contributions of star forward Marcelo Acuna, who had an impressive 3 goals on the night, and Derek Ott with 2 of his own, the Hokies made sure that their lead was unreachable in this fast-paced match. In the end, the Hokies would march on to an impressive 7-1 victory over their opponents. Out of all their wins this season, this one couldn't have been better supported with the large crowd of cadets who were constantly cheering and supporting their Hokie team to victory. Reporting from Thompson Field, I'm DJ for Virginia Tech Total Access.
The men also took on Duke at home. Despite the bad weather, the number 18 Hokies took Duke 3-1. The win is the first the Hokies have had over Duke since 2004 and the first home win over Duke since 1979. Goals were scored by Marcelo Acuna and Humberto Montero in the first half, followed by an impressive free kick by Montero in the second half as well. So what did you guys think of the Hokies' performance?
Well, I think against VMI they came out, and obviously they were playing an inferior team just by the final score, 7-1. They scored 5 in the first half, which generally speaking, that's enough to win a game right there. Even less than that, like 3 or 4 is enough. So you score 5 in the first half, you set the tone for the rest of the game.
The Hokies have scored 6 goals in the first half all season, and then they come out with 5 in this one. But VMI they haven't won a game, so you kind of want to do that against a team of that caliber. So I think it looks good, obviously, but I mean you can't really take much from it, especially with how bad they are.
Yeah, well, sometimes against inferior teams, it's also kind of like a trap game where you kind of struggle, but they came out and they completely obliterated VMI. So it's good that they didn't just take the competition for granted.
As far as Duke goes, even in the rain, 3-1 win is good. Acuna's been on fire with the hat trick against VMI and then the one against Duke.
Yeah, they played well against Duke. They were up 3-0 until about the 80th minute or so, somewhere in between there and the 85th minute, they scored their only goal of the game. So whether the conditions were bad or good, which they were bad this game, we had the hurricane was going on, but they still played really well against a team that's had their number for quite a few years.
Tech's also now 5-1 at home, and so in the ACC you need to hold home field, I guess is what they would call it.
Well, the men will take on Wright State, but we'll have more on that next week. The women's soccer team traveled to take on Syracuse and took the match 2-1 for their first conference win of the season. After a strong back-and-forth performance, both goals were scored by Christina Diana, one in the first half and the second goal late in the second half. The women also traveled to Boston College and beat the Eagles 3-2 in a double overtime thriller. Muriel Tiernan scored in the 109th minute to win the game. The offensive game was constant back and forth. Alani Johnson was the first to score in the 29th minute, followed by Tiernan in the second half. Tiernan's final kick took the game. So what did you guys think about their dominating performances?
Well, I think starting with the Boston College game, we'll start with it since it was the more exciting game. those are the kind of games as a soccer fan that I love. When you see them in MLS or when you see them in the Premier League, it doesn't matter what you see them in, but those close games, especially ones in Golden Goal, I mean, those are exciting for fans. And that's the kind of things that will bring more fans into this team.
Yeah, they finished off Boston College in double overtime, which in the past, about a week ago, they played Clemson, and they weren't able to finish them off. They ended in a tie, and it's good to see them be able to get a game-winning goal here in overtime.
It's also the first time they've won back-to-back against Boston College ever. And this rivalry goes way back to the Big East days. So that's obviously a great thing as well.
All right, well, coming up after the break, we'll discuss volleyball, football, and a sneak preview at the basketball season. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Tech Total Access. The volleyball team traveled to Wake Forest to take the Demon Deacons 3-0. Lindsay Owens' season-high 22 digs and 9 kills propelled the Hokies to victory. Back-to-back aces in the first set by Kara Cunningham gave the Hokies an opening for an all-around dominating performance. The team also traveled to Duke, but a win in the first set wasn't enough for a victory. The Blue Devils dominated over the Hokies. Lindsay Owens had a huge game on both offense and defense, but it wasn't enough to bring home a win. All right, so what did you guys think about that performance?
Okay, so in the first game, they took on Wake Forest, and they actually had a really good game. They beat them 3-0, and that actually bumps them up to 3-2 in the ACC, so they're above the 500 level in the conference. And this also marks a milestone for Amanda McKenzie. She got her 1,000th career dig, and she's the 16th player in Virginia Tech history to ever do that.
Right, and the game against Duke, after the first set, it was not pretty. They didn't score more than 13 points in the next 3 sets. So when you get into ACC play like that, you're going to want to perform better. But I guess one of the good things is that in the 3 wins they have in ACC play, they've all been sweeps. So that's good, but once again, you're going to have to start finding a way to beat these better teams.
Yeah, Duke's a good team. They're 5-1 in the ACC this year. And, after that we won the first set, and I thought, maybe we have a chance to pull an upset here. But then Duke just came. It's like they were toying with us the first game. They won the next 3 sets by over 10. And if you want to beat those teams, you really got to play better than that.
All right, well, we'll see how their next game goes. But the basketball team had their annual media day. Reporter Samantha Hamilton has more.
I'm here at the Hollandhurst practice facility where Virginia Tech men's basketball is taking part in their annual media day.
I don't know. I think how things transpired were for sure unexpected, but I think also they were earned. I think our schedule is different. I haven't studied all of the league schedule, but for sure I feel like our non-conference is harder. I don't know. I think it's hard to predict, just like it was last year. But I think we're going in the right direction. I think we're going in the right direction relative to the guys, the talent, the experience. We need to get more experience. We only have 9 years of experience on our roster. And I think just in my career, that's a really low number to expect a lot from. I do think this. I think it's very hard to maneuver in this league. And I also think that whether it's college football, the NFL, or any sport, but those are the ones that I probably follow the most. Like once you get past the top 10, 12, 15 teams, then everybody's just kind of searching for, well, let me reach for this team. I like how they're going. And I think that that's probably what's happening to us a little bit. We kind of finished semi on a good note over the last month of the season. It sounds good. It looks good. We play in a really maybe the best league. And so it's like, yeah, well, it's 25. Nobody cares about 25. We really only care about the top 10 or 12 teams. So I don't pay attention to any of that.
A real good job of making sure that we focus on it day by day. And it gives us confidence knowing that we got the same group of guys, and chemistry, we're not going to have to spend like games building that up. So I think confidence comes from that, but also the work that we put in the off season together gives us more confidence than anything.
And he's as good as he wants to be, and he's working really hard and getting better every day, trying to improve his game. He's played point guard for us at points in time during the summer, so he's as good as he wants to be. His potential's through the roof. He's very important as we go along, but everybody's important though. Everybody playing their role is just important. And then coach then built a certain way. I don't know. I mean, everybody just like being around him. We're just around him all the time, so we just do work with him. He works out with you. He'll, like you seen on Twitter, a picture, he'll wipe the floor for you. He'll do anything for you, and he'll go through a wall for you if you'll go through a wall for him. So
I don't think I have to prove anything. I just want to win for my team, and that's about it.
To be honest, he's not really talking about it, how well we're ranked. But, I mean, we obviously know, but we're just thinking about getting better, and we just focus on that every day.
As a team, we just want to just get better. We want to prove it to ourselves. Just continue each and every day to get better. And then as an individual, just want to just keep getting better. Everything as all.
Oh yeah, I started back practicing with the guys probably around December around that time. Man, it was a lot of rust at first. I wasn't jumping right. The technique wasn't right, and just things like that just felt really weird. But now. Back to normal, I'm even better. My knee is stronger, leg stronger, jumping higher. I feel faster. So they've been really good. They've been, pushing me to be better. They wanted me back, and they understand that I couldn't rush it because I hurt something else. But once I got fully cleared that I helped them in practice, they wanted me to go at them in practice. They wanted me to guard them in practice. So it was really good.
This is Samantha Hamilton reporting for Virginia Tech Television, Tech Total Access.
Okay, so what can we expect from the basketball team this season?
Well, preseason, they're going to be ranked. And for Virginia Tech, that's something that hasn't happened in this decade period. Buzz Williams has this team where they need to be. They have some high-profile recruits. They brought in some transfers who unfortunately can't play this year, but they're going to be able to play next year. So the foundation is set. I've seen some where there's some polls where they'll put them in the top 15, and I've seen them put no less than 7th in the ACC.
Yeah, Buzz Williams is doing a great job bringing in talent and getting the talent that he's already has to play well. I'm not sure where they're going to start ranked, even if they are going to, but playing in the ACC, I feel like he's developed a team that can compete. And the ACC is the powerhouse of basketball. So, you beat a couple good teams here, you can be ranked in just a couple weeks.
Right, and one thing to look for is Kerry Blackshear. He's currently in a walking boot with a stress fracture on his left shin. And Williams told us at Media Day that this was week 3 of an 8-week period where he'll be in that boot. And after that, he'll be evaluated, and then they'll look at surgery. And if surgery is the option, unfortunately, he's going to be out for the year. And we don't have a lot of depth on the low post, especially with Fullard, who is a transfer, he can't play. And then Hamilton last year wasn't consistent enough, and then you bring in the freshman C. So you're going to really want Kerry Blackshear, especially offensively.
Yeah, they lost Shane Henry and Satchel Paige this offseason, and if they lose Kerry Blackshear, that's one less big man to have. And you really need depth in that position because big men, they're kind of critical, especially if they get into foul trouble. Then you have no inside defense.
But Ahmed Hill's back, and also Ty Outlaw, who didn't play last year because of a heart condition. He was never cleared. So those two give you a little bit of depth at the forward and guard position, especially after you lose Jalen Hudson.
All right, well, coming up after the break, we'll talk about football. Team's rainy win over UNC. Stay tuned.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Welcome back to Tech Total Access. The football team faced the elements and had a dominating win over UNC. Reporter Izzy Post has more.
I'm here at Keenan Memorial Stadium where the Hokies just beat UNC 34-3.
The storm raged on as the number 25 Hokies took on number 17 North Carolina. Hundreds of brave fans endured the storm to help lead the Hokies to a victory. The Hokies took an early lead with 2 kicks by Joey Sly in the first quarter. In the early second, UNC scored their only points off of a 28-yard field goal. The Hokies, led by Gerard Evans and Bud Foster's lunch pail defense, capitalized on every turnover with 4 touchdowns by Chris Cunningham, Sam Rogers, Gerard Evans, and Trayvon McMillan. The Hokies have now proved their spot in the national rankings and move forward to their next game at Syracuse.
Reporting for VTTV, I'm Izzy Post, Tech Total Access.
The Hokies now improved to 4-1 overall and are now ranked at number 17 in the AP poll and 19 in the coaches poll, their highest ranking since 2013. So what can you guys say about this win?
Defense. Defense wins championships, and defense will win the ACC Coastal for Virginia Tech. This is a North Carolina team that was amazing on offense. Mitch Trubisky was starting to get Heisman talk, and they absolutely shut him down. Just something like 52 yards passing, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. That's what you want against him. Ryan Switzer had 2 catches for 2 yards. I think the entire receiving core that wasn't a running back only had 22 total yards. So, I mean, Bud Foster's defense is back.
Well, I'm probably going to have an unpopular opinion here, but I wasn't too impressed with the game. Like, I'm happy for them. They played great, but when you're playing against a team that their offense is based on the pass game, right? You're playing in a hurricane. You got rain, you got high-powered winds. It's just hard to throw the ball. Not to mention their running back, he was deemed out for the game, so that takes away most of their run game. So it's just hard to really get offense going in those conditions.
You can also play devil's advocate here, though. Virginia Tech had to play in those conditions as well, and they put up 34 points. So, I mean, they handled it. Evans did not look good passing the ball, but he did what he had to do. He had 2 touchdowns. He had the pretty pass to Hodges, which wasn't a touchdown. But I mean, we lost 4 in that game. Trayvon McMillan is the second worst running back in the in the Power 5 conferences as far as yards per carry after contact at 1.9. So this team found a way to win, and that's exactly what you have to do in that kind of condition.
Yeah, I'm not saying the rain and all the weather made up for 31 points. It didn't. And it's a good team win. You defended your rank for they've been ranked this first time ranked since 2013 when they beat Ohio State. They defended that. They're now ranked 17. It was a good team win, but I would have liked to see the game without weather being a factor. I still think they would have won. Whether they won by 31 points, I'm not sure, but I still think they would have won.
All right, well, here's what coaches and players had to say about their win, their ranking, and moving forward to their game at Syracuse.
I do want to thank everybody that came down to the game or came down to support our kids. I thought it was a fantastic showing by the Hokie Nation. It was really a special moment there at the end of the game. Really neat for our kids to get to kind of high-five everybody and, just another great example of why this is such a special place.
Well, that's amazing just being right there beside my brother, always having him right there and knowing that he can depend on me and I can depend on him, as well as the whole defense. But just having my brother right there, just growing up with him in the same household, it's a great experience.
Oh, well, you can always count on your brother. You know what I mean? Your brother's always there, so you can always count on him. So I think those two trust each other. They know where they're going to be for the most part. So that builds that trust, and that can help you play faster.
Never take a dry day for granted ever again. That was something else. So
just every down is a threat. We like to, they like to pass the ball. Very wide open team, just like Coach said, and Tulsa was a very fast-paced offense. that like to air the ball out, and he's already told us that this team likes to air the ball out. So, we want to, definitely limit, what we can limit, and I know we're gonna have a great game plan going out there, and we just need to execute like we've been doing.
And the last 3 seasons weren't as good as we wanted it, but they came in here and did a great job. The first thing I like is how they treated us all, and we knew that it was gonna be hard work, and we put hard work in this offseason, and as all the seniors, myself included, we just jumped in both feet, and we was able to get everybody going, and we got to continue to work.
Okay, so what can we expect at Syracuse?
We can expect an offensive performance of the ages. That's what I'm calling right now. The Syracuse defense is not very good. They gave up 650 yards to Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is not a good team. I mean, they're 2-4. So I think this offense is going to get back on track after the weather game. Evans is going to look amazing. I just feel like it's going to be a real offensive explosion here.
Yeah, this is the game we should win. I'm hoping that the team doesn't think so. I hope they come into it like the same way they came in against UNC last week, because this has all the makings of a trap game. You just beat the 17th ranked team in the country. Then you play Syracuse. Next week you have Miami, another ranked team. So I'm hoping that they're not overlooking Syracuse and looking towards Miami game. Because if you look over a team, that they're going to sneak up on you, whether it's Syracuse, it doesn't matter.
When you think of Syracuse on offense, though, you think of fast-paced. They like to run 100 plays a game, which is a lot. But the problem is that while they rack up points, I think they average 446 points a game, they also only score 25 points a game. So they're not turning those yards into points, which does not bode well when they come in against Bud Foster's defense.
No. Bud Foster's he's brought back the lunch pail D. The defense hasn't been as good the past couple of years, but this year they're really making a name for themselves. They're ranked top 10 nationally, and they're giving opponents fits.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say it emphatically. 63-0.
63-0.
63-0.
Wow. I was thinking like 34-10.
63-0.
All right, well, we asked students their thoughts on the success of the season so far and their thoughts on the upcoming game against Syracuse. Reporter Izzy Post has more.
3 wins in a row, a national ranking, and leading the ACC Coastal. For Hokie football fans, this is a dream come true. I'm here in downtown Blacksburg asking Virginia Tech students their thoughts on our win over UNC, their thoughts on our game against Syracuse, and their thoughts on the season so far. I'm Izzy Post, and this is Man on the Street.
Oh my God, it was amazing. We kicked butt. I don't know, I feel like the Hokies have had their troubles, but we made it. We made it, fam.
But it was a really great experience. By the end of the game, there were more Hokies fans out there than there were Carolina fans. And I even encountered some Carolina fans in the elevator going down from the end zone after the game. And they were sort of respectful, but also kind of annoying.
It was hype. We killed them, and I loved it.
It was literally the most amazing game I've watched since being at Tech.
Our players are more in shape than ever. Bucky Hodges in the best shape of his life. He is killing the game. Okay, offense is on fire. Defense is also on fire. Lunch pail D for the win.
Marshawn's been playing really well. Kim Phillips has been killing it. I think it's been really good at seeing some of those players step up. Trayvon, he's barely done anything. I think it's really interesting. Groin injury? You're lying. What could have happened there?
Oh. Brandon Faison.
He is.
B-Face, you're a wanted man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brandon Faison, you got it. True. Come with.
Yep.
No, he is.
Come with.
Yeah.
He
is.
Yes, B-Face. B-Face.
All right.
Gerard Evans, man. Yes. Evans for sure.
Yeah.
Probably Sam Rogers.
Gerard Evans.
Gerard Evans. Gerard Evans.
Let's talk Isaiah Ford. Let's talk Isaiah Ford. And we can take him home to Mama. So Isaiah Ford for the win.
We can make a sandwich.
Wow, guys.
All of them. She will take any.
I will take any of them. I'm not picky.
Luck. Just kick everyone's asses. I love you guys. Go Hokies.
In downtown Blacksburg, I'm Izzy Post, Virginia Tech Television Sports.
That's all we have for you on this episode of Tech Total Access. Be sure to tune in next week for more hard-hitting sports action. And as always, go Hokies!